Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. Here in this video, I'm going to discuss SQL commands like update, delete, and what is alias in SQL and how we can use null operators. That is what called is null and is not null in SQL while writing a SQL queries. Okay, so at very first place, you need a data. You must have a table. So what I can say, I can go and I can select my database. So what I will do, I will select my database by writing this use sales. Sales is my database, and inside sales I have a table called cell. I will use the same one. So at very first place, I will say select all from cells. Since I have selected a database, I can execute this query and I can get the data like this. Okay, but I don't like to have all the columns to be fetched. Okay, so I will change the query. I will select these columns only. I will pick that query. Okay, it was already discussed how to get the specific columns from database. And if I execute this much, we will, or you are able to see that only limited number of columns are fetched. Now we will see how to update a data, right? Suppose there is a requirement to change the sales amount for the CA hyphen 2017 first order ID hyphen 127 180. This amount should be changed to 12,000. Then in that case, if you wanted to update the data, okay, of a database, you are supposed to use update command in SQL. How to use? So you have to say update, and the moment you say update, what you need to define? You need to define the table name, which table you would like to update from the database. So I will say sale table I would like to update. And then what you have to update? So you have to update field called cells, right? So you have to set that. So set cells is equal to, I will say 12,000. Okay, and the moment we declare this much, this is not sufficient to update. Okay, if you select this statement and try to execute, it will update the entire data, I mean for sales field. Okay, so all the places, because we have not declared, we have not given a condition where to update. So you need to it is mandatory. Okay, whenever you are using update command, it is mandatory or it is necessary to define where to update, otherwise it will update for all the records. Okay, so I will say where where my order id is equal to, and I can enter order ID CA hyphen 2017, whatever the order ID you have, or you can pick 127 180. This is how I have simply created a query SQL command. I used the SQL command update a table name followed by what to be updated. You have to define by using set cells is equal to whatever would be the value. Okay, where condition is very important, and I will say execute. Okay, so sometime you get this kind of error. Definitely what you can do, you can search somewhere on Google for this error. But yes, I have a solution for this. Every time whenever we try to update it, it shows some kind of error. Okay, so in that case, whenever you are trying to update, you have to set this SQL shape update is equal to 0. So I will go here, okay, in session 1, and I will execute this line. So this is a SQL shape update variable. That is what we are going to update is equal to 0. Why we need to do this? Because, okay, what it will do, it will remove your save update condition. Okay, like we can say that not a condition, actually it's a variable. Okay, it defines whether the person should be able to update database or not. But yes, earlier we were not able to update, but now since we have changed SQL save updates, okay, to false, now you are able to update the database. And what I did, I have updated, and here you can see that one row affected, row matched one, row changed one. It is giving you a summary of whatever we have updated. And now here you can see that your amount, earlier it was 11,200, now it is 12,000. Okay, so this is how you can use update commands to update the records from database. And it's not only that you can pass only one condition in where clause. Yes, definitely you can pass multiple conditions, but since order id is unique, so I don't need to pass that. But if you want to update the records based on the column or based on the field which has duplicate record values, okay, in that case you are supposed to give the multiple cases so that it will get updated properly. So now I would like to discuss next command, delete cell. Okay, delete. Okay, from which table you have to define? Delete from table called cell. So this is what the syntax. Delete from which table you have to define, and what to be deleted is also needs to be defined. So where I will say where condition should be specific, otherwise it will delete all the records if you forgot to add this where. Okay, and I will say execute. Okay, the moment I say execute, now you will not see order id called this CA 2017 127 180 will not be visible here, right? Earlier there was a record for 12,000, now it is not there. So this is how we can use delete and update command to change, to make the changes in a database or to remove the records from database. Okay, so next thing I would like to discuss alias. Okay, so since we were able to fetch these columns, if you want to change, okay, I will little bit change the view of this query. Okay, so let's say this is how I have a query, and in case, okay, if I wanted to change the name of any column, I wanted to change the name of any column, I can use alias. Okay, alias is a temporary name. That is what we can use for either table or either field. Okay, alias can be used. Okay, I will write here so that it is easy to understand. Alias can be used for table or field. Yep, table or field. Okay, and how to use? So if I execute this, you are able to see this name. But if I wanted to change the name of any of the column, let's say sales column amount here. Okay, so you wanted to name to be more specific, you can say here that sales AMT. Okay, and you won't be able to put the space. So if you want to put space, use backticks and it will work. Let's say execute. Okay, So this is how you can change the name. So now earlier it was sales, now it is sales AMT. AMT stands for amount. Okay. So the shortcuts I used like this, you can change. You can change the name for any of the column. Like I will use alias and I will say US states or states. Yes. But if you want to add a space between two words in alias or anywhere, you are supposed to use backticks. And I will say hit. Okay, so now here you can see that US states. Okay, so this is a temporary name. It is not going to affect the actual name. Okay, it is not going to update actual name in original database table. It will remain same as earlier, but while reading the data for this much query, okay, it will change the name. This is what the use of alias. Next thing is, as I said, I would like to discuss null operators. Null operators. Okay. So first operator is there. It's called is null operator. When we can use is null operator. Second operator is called is not null. Exactly vice versa. Okay. So is null is used if you want to check null value in any of field, any of field, and then exactly same if you want to check if any of the field is not null in any specific column. Okay, so let's see use how we can use, but we don't have a specific table. We don't have a table with null values. Yes, so what I will do, I will change this region and I will make somewhere null. Okay, so I will use update command so that I can show you how it is update. And I will say update what table you have to update. You have to update cell, and which field to be updated. I will say set region and is equal to, I will say null. Okay, set region is equal to null, and I will give the condition where ship mode, okay, ship mode is equal to what I can say same day. Okay, it depends how you can consider the data. It's up to you, and I will execute this. Okay, same day unknown column. It's not a column. Ship mode is column. It's value, right? Right. It is not a column. I supposed to pass this in this way, text format, and this is affected. Okay, now if I go back and if I try to read these records, okay, so here you are able to see null somewhere in region, null, right? So now we have a data with null values. What I will do, I will pick this, I will come down and I will paste this here. And now if I would like to see the records, okay, I would like to see the records where my region is null. I want only those records. So I can use where operator, right, to put the condition, but we can use null operators with where I will say where region is null. Okay, so this is what a operator I used on region field. And if I say execute, there is only record for region is equal to null. Okay, and if I say region is equal to not null, what it will do, it will do exactly vice versa operation, exactly opposite operation, and it will not fetch the records for null region. So now nothing will be there in my region column if I use is not null. Okay, with region is equal to null. Okay, so this is how it going to works. Null operators are used with where clause on any of the field to check whether that column has null value or not. Okay, so this was the agenda for this video. I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do not forget to subscribe the web channel.